Welcome back to Ratchet Builds. Today we're going to be unboxing this 1/8 scale Marksman from Ratchet. Let's get into it. So here's the Marksman. We've already got it out of the box. Pretty cool little truck so far. We've got some fog lights up front. We've also got regular headlights. Now none of these come with the LEDs in them. We'll have to add that at a later date. And also this winch is nicely mounted to the bumper. Now, this isn't a functional winch, but it does give you a spot to put a functional winch in the future. So let's go ahead and get on the inside of this truck. We've got a driver, of course, that's already in here. We'll show him off here. He is paintable, so that way we can do whatever we want with him, and I do plan to take him out of his ghost form and paint him up at a future date. What is cool about this body is that the inside has actually got this rust tone color painted on the inside, and this paint on the out is actually on the outside of the shell, unlike some of the other RC cars that are completely painted underneath. So whenever this truck is actually going through the trails, if you roll it and scrape against a rock, it'll scrape a little bit of this top layer off and actually show like penetration into the metal, like if you were driving a real car through the woods. Now it goes ahead and does like the rust effect to it. It's not going to be shiny metal and then rust later, of course, but it's still a cool idea. I definitely might steal the idea for some of my other RC cars in the future. We do have a spare tire holder in the back. This is something that you can add on that they send in the little care package with it. But I went ahead and put mine on. I plan on getting another tire to put back here, but for now it's just empty. Now we're gonna get underneath the body and show off what we got here. So this is a brushed 550 motor from Holmes Hobby. We've got an ESC from Hobby Wing. It's an 80 amp ESC. We do have a full metal frame from the front all the way back to the back. Nice little center mount battery holder, so that way it keeps the weight more centered and lower. And there's of course our controller box here for our receiver. And here on the tires, they are 2.2 by 5.5. They do have bead locks in them. The tire is nice and soft. Probably not the softest I've ever felt, but pretty good for crawling. As you can see the mud on it, I've already taken it out for a quick little test run just to make sure everything worked on it. And here we do have our aluminum shocks. They are oil filled. They're nice and spongy. They feel like they should and do pretty good at absorbing impacts. But with that said, let's get underneath it and see what we've got here. So underneath we've got a 4-link suspension in the rear. So there's our 4 rods. And in the front, they only did a 3-link suspension and also a body mount servo for it. Now in the real world, I know that the 3-link suspension is actually great for better flexing of the car when you're going up inclines or in those crawling over stuff. That way you get a little bit more flex out of it. And as you can see, we got a pretty good amount of flex right out of the box. But y'all see more of that whenever we get it outside. With this being a 1/8 scale crawler, it is very large, and whenever I talk about sizes, I'm only going through my experience or what I have in my collection. Just to give you a size comparison, we'll get the body put back on this so that way it's a little bit fair here. In my recent video, y'all saw the ground pounder. So we're gonna get him pulled up here real quick. Here's our comparison to our 1/8 scale Marksman to our 1/10 scale ground pounder. These trucks are pretty similar in size and height. The height of it is almost the same. I think the ground pounder has just got a little bit more to it. And if we look at the back here, our Marksman is just a little bit longer. Both of them have massive tires on it compared to the ones that I have dealt with in the past. Ground pounder is much larger than the Marksman tire, but of course this is a scale replica, best of their ability, that is. So this shows a little bit better of the 1/8 to the 1/10 scale, because this is an average size 1/10. So as we can see here, that 1/10 is much smaller than what our 1/8 is in height, length, and width. Hopefully will convey the size a little bit better than what I've done previously in other videos. With that out of the way, if y'all don't want to know any more specifications, check it out online. Now, I just want to get it outside and let's have some fun with it.
death, a reality.
So we're back inside with the Marksman. I had a great time playing with it outside. It crawls great, made it through some areas that I didn't think it was gonna make it through, at least areas that my other crawlers haven't made it through. Now granted, the size is an advantage with it, with the bigger wheels, better ground clearance. It did a great job. The modulation on the controller was nice and smooth. You can get a nice small creep, or you can go full blast if you wanted to. My wife enjoyed driving it. She has driven my Everest 10 previously in the Tennessee video. If you want to, go check that out. All in all, it's a great little beginner crawler, especially if you don't want to tinker with it and have to do upgrades and everything. It seems pretty solid. I did flip it a few times. There's no major damage to it. And unfortunately, with not having damage, I don't get to show you that rust effect. But I'm sure this crawler is going to show up in future videos for me to be able to show y'all that effect on it whenever it starts getting damage. And hopefully by then I'll have the body painted as well. All in all, this is going to be my new favorite crawler added to my collection of cars. I just really enjoy it. It's simple, it's easy. I don't have to do any upgrades to it if I don't want to. I'm going to. But if y'all like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you think of the Marksman. And I'll catch y'all on the next time. Y'all have a good one.